You're listening to the Small Business Talk podcast with Cathy Smith, episode 92.
Small Business Talk is a podcast for business owners and entrepreneurs who want a better way to run their businesses without spending years doing it the hard way. Small Business Talk is hosted by Cathy Smith, who has run the same marketing agency for more than 17 years and helped hundreds of business owners achieve their marketing goals.
Welcome to Small Business Talk. Today, let's talk Instagram. Instagram's been around for quite a while, and as we know, Facebook bought it a few years ago. But it really is the new hot topic again. Instagram is primarily a mobile app. Yes, you can use it on the desktop, but it has very limited functions. So you can watch your feed, you can look at your stories, but you can't post from your computer. Instagram is designed to be used on your mobile phone, so you can use it anywhere. Firstly, have a look at the insights. This is something that people don't really realise that they can do. To see your insights, tap on your profile at the bottom right-hand corner and then tap on the insights on the left just under your bio. Insights are great because that's where you see what content your followers are looking at and what they're liking and how many people you have actually reached. When you're on your insights, you can scroll down and you can see the different types of content that you have shared. You can see the days and the times that have reached the most people on your profile. Tap on those days and it will show you the number of profiles that you've reached on your Instagram feed. Profile visits and clicks to your website are further down, and then how many people have seen your stories or your IG posts. So there's a wealth of information there, and it's great to go back and check from time to time because these things do change. You can also filter it by likes, impressions, views, and comments. So each of the tabs on Insights, if you keep tapping on them, they will open into new sections and give you more information, right down to the age of the people that are looking, gender, and when your followers are most active. So it's a great resource. So how many people should you follow? To build, you need to start by following other people. However, be careful of these ratios, and especially as you do start building your Instagram account. Ideally, you want to have more followers than people you are following. And this is particularly important when your account builds to over 1,000 followers. Yes, it's nice to follow a lot of people, but it looks spammy if they don't follow you back. The other reason to be careful for not having too many people that you are following is so that you can actually see their content and engage with it, because Instagram likes you to engage. So who should you follow? People you want to follow are people you want to follow. So that means people you want to network with, people who inspire you, motivate you, make you laugh, and people that you want to see their content. And you don't have to follow everybody that follows you. And please don't do the follow-unfollow practice that has been around for a while. It's very spammy and unsavoury, and it's not a good practice. And if you're not familiar with that, it's where you follow a number of people hoping to get follows back, and then the next week you unfollow all of those people so that you can follow more people. It's just spammy. It's not authentic. Don't do it. Should you follow your friends? Yes, you do want to share things with your friends and your family, but you can do it in a close friends list. So your close friends list works like a private Instagram account. So you can share selected content only to your close friends, and that won't be posted in your normal stories. You will see that it has a different colour ring. So what you post in your close friends, which is more private, will be denoted by a green ring on your stories instead of the normal red ring, But just be careful that you do get that right if you are posting private stuff to your friends. And make sure that you're not putting it out on your normal feed. Okay, let's talk hashtags. Hashtags is a huge topic and the way that you will increase your reach. So think of hashtags as like categories. Your content can be searched via hashtags. So if you think of hashtags like a folder that you can put your content into with lots of other people's content as well, then think of all these folders starting as a big folder like a filing cabinet and then being broken down into smaller folders. Like beauty. Your big folder is your beauty, and then you could have the smaller folder being ladies' beauty, and then you could divide that into hair and nails and makeup and skincare and so forth. So you end up with lots of subfolders in your main folder of beauty. And then within each of those subfolders, you could divide them up again. So your hashtags become specific and then even more specific and niched. Hashtags are free advertising. It's how you get reach, more exposure, and showing up in other people's feeds. And you've got your recent and your top posts as well. So therefore, the hashtags can get you in front of people that haven't even seen you before. Hashtags can get you exposure, but if your content is not good enough to be engaged with, people won't interact and you won't stay on that top or recent for very long, and your Instagram won't grow. So make sure that your content is engaging, is relevant, and is interesting. So where should you put your hashtags? Well, there's lots of debate about that. But from my personal experience, and testing and research that I've done, you should put them in the comments. You can put them in the captions. It really doesn't matter, but personally, I like them in the first comment because it looks better. It makes your captions and your posts much cleaner. And then you've got one comment for every post. If you are sharing your content to Facebook at the same time, definitely make sure you put them in the comments, because Facebook and Facebook users don't like lots of hashtags. In fact, 3 to a post in Facebook is plenty. If you're using a scheduling tool, this gives you the opportunity to get your content out there, but it may or may not help your reach, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But if you are using a scheduling tool, then you're going to need to put your hashtags into your captions. Otherwise, you won't be able to unless you come back after your post has been posted and put them in the comments. And the idea of putting your hashtags on really does need to be as quickly as possible. So if you are using a scheduling tool, do put them inside your captions. So should you use a scheduling tool? Well, yes and no. Like most social media platforms, they like you to be social. So Instagram wants you to stay on their platform and engage with other pages and followers as much as possible. So when you're using a scheduling tool, you won't be doing that. So scheduling tools are great time savers and can help increase your volume of posting and make sure that you're consistent. My advice would be to use a combination of both. So set up some posts in your scheduling tool so that you do have that consistency with your hashtags in your captions. You also need to do some organic posts after you have been interacting on your page with your followers and other pages. So when you've been liking, commenting, and sharing other people's content to your stories. So how many hashtags should you use? So like I said, Facebook only likes 3. But Instagram, you can use up to 30, although best practices say use 28. Brock Johnson, who is an Instagram influencer, suggests 28. And the way he breaks that down is 15 niche hashtags, 10 post-specific hashtags, and 3 industry hashtags, so 28 in total. That means that you pick 5 topics in your niche and use 3 hashtags for each. These hashtags should have a post volume of between 20,000 to 500,000. You don't want to go for the ones that have got millions of volume reach because you're just going to get lost in the crowd. So for example, if your niche was fitness for new mums, you could pick 5 topics and 3 hashtags for each. So you could pick workouts for new mums workouts, new mums exercise, and exercising for new mums. And then you could do the same for nutrition and mindset and tips, and maybe round it off with memes. And then you would go to your post specific. So if your post was about pelvic floor exercises, you could do 10 hashtags on pelvic floor. So example, pelvic floor health, pelvic floor exercise, pelvic floor PT, etc. And then finally, you've got your 3 industry hashtags. So you could do female fitness, workout tips for new mums. And now you put those all together and you have 28. Save these lists of hashtags in your notes in your phone so that you can copy and paste them into your comments when you are posting. So how often should you change your hashtags? Well, if you're doing that above formula, it would be every time because you've got a different post, so you've got different content and different information, and they need to become your content-specific hashtag. Please don't be lazy and use the same hashtags on every post because that's not being overly specific. And although you may get some reach, you won't get as much as you could. So that doesn't mean that you have to have completely different hashtags every time, but do swap some in and out so that your lists are not the same. So save those lists onto your phone, and then you can use parts of them to make different multiples of lists for each of your content and your different types of posts. So as you can see, Instagram is such a huge topic, and we haven't even talked about stories or content or reels or IGTV or any of that yet. So I think I'll make this a multi-part series so that we can do it in bite-sized snacks. And as I mentioned before, Brock Johnson is a great resource for everything IG. And along with his mum, Charlene Johnson, Brock has just launched a new Instagram training program called Insta Club Hub. It's great. I've just started doing it, and even though I've been doing Instagram for a while, I'm learning stuff. And because Instagram is changing all the time, you do really need to be up with it. Instagram Club Hub is very affordable. So if you're interested in checking it out, I'd really appreciate it if you use my affiliate link, which is instagramclubhub.purple.com/ref=1068. And yes, I'll drop that in the show notes for you. The course is only $27 US a month. And for every referral that you get, you actually get a month's free. So you could get 12 referrals and you could have it free for the whole year. And that way you would be up with it and know exactly what to do and how to post and when to post and all that sort of thing. So check it out. And like I say, love you to use my referral link. But if you don't want to, that's okay too. So next week we are talking about business systems. Now I know that sounds dry, but our guest made it really interesting, and it's really very important, especially if you're looking to scale your business or sell your business. Until next week, enjoy trying out some of these tips on your Instagram, and stay safe and enjoy the journey, SPT community. See you next week. Bye. Don't forget to subscribe to Small Business Talk podcast. And head on over to smallbusinestalk.com.au/downloads for all the show notes and links to this episode. Remember, to be great, you must start. Pick one tip from today's episode, take action and implement it. Let's meet again next week at the same time and place. Until then, take action. And SPT community, Enjoy your journey.